Includes Arizona's vote for president.
All right, guys, man, you want to talk about battleground states? Arizona was in the thick of it in 2020, and now, once again, wait until you see what's happening now. Okay, so we have a bunch of battlegrounds. Those are the lighter colored states right now. We're still waiting on many of them to come in, but none of them are as tight as here in Arizona. This number has been toggling. In fact, just a minute ago, Kamala Harris was ahead. We're talking 0.4 of a percentage point dividing these two, and in Arizona right now with 50% of the votes in estimated, and that's just for this minute that we're in, because it will change again. It's been flip-flopping throughout. Let's look at Pima County here. 49.5% of the vote in, and Kamala Harris winning in Pima County. Santa Cruz County as well with 80% of the vote in. Cochise not yet reporting, but again going up to Maricopa with 54.2% of the vote in, and now Kamala Harris at 50.7, just barely above Donald Trump here. And if you may remember that in 2020, the state barely went for Joe Biden by about 11,000 votes, exceedingly tight. Looks like we're going to be right back there again tonight. But your electoral college votes, I want to make sure I get that to you. 230 for Donald Trump at this point, 205 for Kamala Harris. And you can see the darker colored states have already been called. 270 to win it, guys.
And there's one last look at your 13 First Alert 7-day forecast. The wind will start to pick up tomorrow afternoon and then again Thursday afternoon, but a pretty big drop in temps. After a high of 72 tomorrow, we'll drop to 62 for a high Thursday, and then 38 degrees Thursday night into Friday morning. That is going to be a chilly start to our Friday in Tucson. 67 by the afternoon. We'll kind of rebound to 74 Saturday and then closer to normal Sunday.
All right, thank you, Aaron. We'll have more election coverage on 13 News Live at 10. That's just a few minutes away.
And before then, we will run through a couple more results from across our state. We thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely night.
Yeah. I am not sure.
Hey, James.
Mic check. 1 2 3 check. Mic 1 2 3 check. Thank you.
Lay's campaign has said there are no appearances scheduled at any of the large election.
Mic check 1 2 3 4.
Yeah, mic check, mic check. 1 2 3, mic check. For months, Ruben Gallego has been.
Give up her lane, Santa Cruz. Yes.
Mic check 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3. Sean Mahoney.
Live, local, late breaking. 13 News starts right now.
It's election night in America and a pivotal moment in history. You're looking live inside the Pima County Election Center where ballot counting is set to begin soon. Thanks for joining us for 13 News Live at 10. I'm Dan Maries.
And I'm Mary Coleman. Tonight, Americans are making their voices heard, deciding who will take over the White House and shape the country's political landscape. We have election team coverage for you this evening, covering all of the closely watched local and state races and a breakdown of the latest results for key state propositions.
Let's go over to 13 News anchor Brooke Wagner at our Election Live Center. And Brooke, Arizona, just one of several battleground states that could decide the winner of the presidential election. How are those results looking so far?
Well, I want to lay this scene out for you because Arizona is pivotal to this whole picture. So the darker colored red, those have been called for Trump. The darker colored blue, those have been called for Harris. And then the lighter colored states, you see, those are the battlegrounds that have not yet been called. They're still in play. But then you have Arizona, which is the only one that is a complete toss-up at this point. And just to go through the electoral votes, right now, Donald Trump with 230, Kamala Harris with 209. It takes 270 to take the election. So let's go ahead and hone in on Arizona here because this is a fascinating picture of what we have going on. So right now you'll see that in 2020, the state did go for Joe Biden. It did vote Democratic. But let's go down here now to Pima County with 50% of the votes in. 62% have voted for Kamala Harris. And then we go down to Santa Cruz County, 80%. And they also voted for Kamala Harris. Cochise County, no votes in just yet. And Cochise, I believe, no, we just did Cochise. So let's go on up to Maricopa County with 54% of the votes counted. And this has been where the race has just been toggling back and forth all night for the last couple of hours as the votes have been counted, with 50% of the votes going to Kamala Harris, 48.5% to Donald Trump. This has just been a tipping point back and forth and mirroring each other within just tenths of a percentage point. And that's why you can see that Arizona is really an in-play battleground right now. We watch Maricopa County, not just because it's 60% of the statewide vote, but because you may remember that 2020 very tight race where Arizona was a linchpin to the whole thing with only 11,000 votes separating President Biden from former President Trump. It's going to look like we're in a similar position there tonight, and we're going to keep watching it.
All right, thank you, Brooke. The balance of power in Congress is also at stake in tonight's election.
Democrats and Republicans are battling for seats in both houses. Right now, it's a razor-thin lead for Democrats in the Senate. They hold 47 seats, along with 4 independents who caucus with the Democrats. Republicans hold 49 seats. This election, 34 seats are up for grabs, including 9 that will be open due to the incumbent not seeking re-election.
And that includes the seat of Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, the Democrat turned independent who chose not to run again. Millions of dollars have been spent in the race between Democrat Ruben Gallego and Republican Kari Lake. And right now, Gallego has the lead with 52% to Kari Lake's 46%. 13 News reporter J.D. Wallace live in Phoenix outside the Lake campaign headquarters.
But let's begin with Catherine Patterson, who is live at the Gallego Watch Party in Phoenix. Hey, Catherine.
Yeah, it's been an exciting night here at the Arizona Democratic Watch Party here in Phoenix. People are preemptively celebrating the lead that Gallego currently has in the polls right now. Attendees here are happy about their candidate, Ruben Gallego's lead. Senator Mark Kelly and Gabby Giffords made an appearance here at the Democratic Watch Party, and they say they're confident that both Gallego and Harris will win. Gallego spent this morning in Tucson knocking on doors and making last-minute efforts to reach voters in southern Arizona.
One result is already coming through and clear. We fought for Arizona. And because of that, we are going to win. Even though our race isn't quite over yet, I still want to thank all Arizonans who supported me, Democrats, Republicans, Independents. And to those who didn't, I want you to know that regardless of who you voted for today, I will stand up and fight for you.
Now we're going to send things over to 13 News reporter J.D. Wallace, who's also in Phoenix covering Gallego's opponent, Republican Kari Lake. J.D., what's going on over there?
Catherine, Kari Lake's campaign has said there are no appearances scheduled at any of the large election night watch parties, but we've been waiting to see if any results spark an interest for Kari Lake to make a statement tonight. She's been active today and had a large campaign event in Prescott last night. On the steps of the historic Yavapai County Courthouse in Prescott last night, Republican Senate candidate Kari Lake urged her supporters to contact 5 friends to get them to vote. Her campaign says that today Lake was visiting voters at vote centers and riding with them from locations with long lines to those with less of a wait. She continued to call the media the fake news media and say that elections are poorly run and that she'll change that.
I really believe that our founding fathers never envisioned we'd have elections that are run so horribly. That's why they never put in term limits, because they figured we'd be able to vote the people that we didn't respect out of office. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that. And we're going to change that after January.
The campaign has said that they would rather make a statement when the results are more clear, which could be tomorrow. Live in Phoenix, J.D. Wallace, 13 News.
JD, thank you. And it's a similar struggle for power in the U.S. House.
All 435 seats are up for grabs tonight. Currently, Republicans have just a 3-seat majority, holding 220 seats compared to the 212 for the Democrats. 3 seats are currently vacant. Tonight, Arizonans are voting on 9 seats in the House, including 2 that are open.
And here in southern Arizona, the race to watch is between incumbent Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani and Democrat Kirsten Engel, who he narrowly defeated in 2022. Right now, you see the results here, 54% for Kirsten Engel and 44% for Juan Ciscomani, another very close race.
Both candidates are here in southern Arizona watching the vote totals come in. Sean Mahoney is live at the Engel Watch Party in downtown Tucson.
But we begin with 13 News reporter Emily Miranda live in Oro Valley with the Ciscomani campaign. And Emily, how's the mood there?
Yeah, Mary, while this event is set to wrap up in less than an hour, the energy is still high and people are remaining optimistic, even though those early vote results are favoring Democratic challenger Kirsten Engel. Dozens of supporters are in attendance tonight, all hoping to see Ciscomani win a second term. Ciscomani thanking them for their support on a journey that started over 4 years ago when he first ran for office. Supporters here telling me all their hard work of campaigning will pay off after tonight. Ciscomani shares that sentiment, saying his supporters and team have been on the campaign trail every day. He was even out early this morning greeting voters as they headed to the polls. Ciscomani is facing Democratic challenger Kirsten Engel, but this isn't the first time Ciscomani and Engel have faced at the ballot box. Ciscomani narrowly defeated Engel in 2022, securing him the House seat. Ciscomani says if he wins re-election, he plans to hit the ground running on day 1.
One of the first things we have to do again is deal with the border and also with the economy, the cost of living that is choking people out of affording very basic things. These are the top 2 things that we can do immediately.
Now the team here is still waiting for the results to become a little clearer before fully celebrating, which they think could take a little bit longer given how close the race was last time. Reporting live in Oro Valley, I'm Emily Miranda with 13 News. Now let's send it over to 13 News reporter Sean Mahoney, who is live at the Democratic challenger Kirsten Engel's watch party in downtown Tucson. Sean, how are things going over there?
Yeah, well, Emily, there is certainly a lot of optimism over here, too, at Hotel Congress. The crowd here at Hotel Congress, as you can see behind me, some of them dancing, have been engaged all night. And there's been multiple speakers who have taken the stage praising words of confidence in this District 6 race. And then a lot of that optimism comes from those early returns. Now, the woman in question, Kirsten Engel, we have not gotten word on if she will take the stage tonight, as we don't know if she will speak. However, she did make multiple stops today at polling locations, specifically the Oro Valley Public Library and Orange Grove Mobile Estates. I was also told by her campaign manager that she went door knocking throughout the day in her Get Out the Vote effort. Now, tonight we did hear from several Democrats, many of the Pima County Democratic Party, including Tucson Mayor Regina Romero. She gave us her thoughts on the District 6 race.
People are going to choose a congressperson in that district that represents Tucson in southern Arizona. And so that person is Kirsten Engel. I'm feeling very optimistic about the returns. And I believe that we have the opportunity to flip that seat.
Now, like we said, there is a lot of optimism because of those early numbers and the optimism from Romero and company, hoping that it translated to those votes. But like Emily said, there is still a long way to go in the night. Still too close to call, even though there is a lot of energy here in support of Engel. But we'll continue to bring you all the coverage on this District 6 House race throughout the night tonight right here on 13 News. Reporting live from downtown Tucson, Sean Mahoney, 13 News.
Sean, thank you. The other House race in southern Arizona is for District 7. Democratic incumbent Raul Grijalva is running for his 12th term in Congress. He's battled cancer for the past year and tells 13 News this will be his last election. His Republican opponent is local businessman Daniel Gutierrez. These are the latest numbers that you see here. Grijalva has 67% to Gutierrez's 33%.
Coming up, a breakdown of the state's ballot propositions, including one that could decide the fate of abortion rights in Arizona.
And I'm tracking our next weather maker. Some of us will pick up some rain, but all of us will feel a dramatic drop in temps. How low our temps will go coming up.
And as we go to break, we have the latest results in the local state house races that were contested, with the top 2 vote getters each winning a seat.
Welcome back to 13 News. Our Arizona Decides 2024 election coverage continues.
Voters had 13 different propositions on the ballot this election, with topics ranging from abortion to immigration to how we vote.
Our Brooke Wagner is at the Live Center with the results on some of those hotly contested propositions. Brooke.
Yes, Arizona is one of 10 states with abortion on the ballot this election, and we're going to start with that one because it is something that a lot of people have been talking about. Certainly, Prop 139 would amend the Arizona Constitution to provide the right to an abortion. Arizona currently has a 15-week abortion ban on the books, and right now that is passing with 63%, just under 50% of the votes, and a pretty wide margin so far on that path to victory for 139. Now, Prop 314, which deals with immigration law and would allow police to arrest non-citizens, this would make it a state crime for them to enter Arizona directly from a foreign country other than from official ports of entry. And taking a look at where that stands, that is also passing at this point with 62%, and again, just under 50% of the votes counted. Now, another closely watched proposition, 138. Regarding tips, it would allow for tipped workers to be paid 25% less per hour than the minimum wage if they make a certain amount. And gauging how that one's doing, it is been called as a no vote. 76% voted no on this, and there's no path to victory at this point, according to the Associated Press. We do have an interesting case between these two dueling ballots that could shape the way our primaries work in Arizona. The first 133 essentially would keep everything the same. That is to say that Arizona would keep our partisan ballot, and right now that is not passing by 60%. 60% voted no in terms of keeping things the same and enshrining that in our Constitution. But then on the other side of the coin, Proposition 140, this one's a citizen initiative that would create a nonpartisan primary, and it would change things up. Well, it is not on track to pass either. Right now, the noes have it by 60%. That's 140. Again, both of these just under 50% votes reported at this point. We'll see how this shakes out. This will be something we talk about in the upcoming days. Now, Arizona's ballot has many more propositions that we just can't get into right here just at this particular moment. But if you watch at the bottom of your screen there, we'll have those scrolling for you, as well as on KOLD.com to see the latest results.
Brooke, thank you so much. Very informative there. Now, one of the most watched contests in southern Arizona is the race for Pima County Sheriff.
This race making headlines over claims of election interference between the candidates. Now, here are the latest vote totals between current Sheriff Chris Nanos, the Democrat, and Pima County Jail Commander Lieutenant Heather Lappin. Sheriff Nanos retaining that commanding lead with 55% of the votes to Lappin's 45%. This is with just about 47.5% of the ballots counted so far.
13 News reporter Renee Romo has been following this race and joins us live in Pima County. And Renee, how are the candidates feeling tonight?
Well, Mary, both candidates are watching this race in two very different ways. Lappin is here hosting a watch party. On the other hand, Nanos stayed in with his wife, but both are reporting that they are ready for whatever the voters decide, no matter the outcome. Now, if Nanos were to win, this would be his third term as sheriff. However, it would be a first for Lappin. Despite staying in, Nanos told 13 News that while it would be great to win every single vote, he understands that's not likely and is staying cautiously confident. Lappin had similar rhetoric, adding that she is nervous, but regardless of the outcome, Lappin said she's proud of the noise her campaign made and is hopeful of change moving forward, whether she's in office or not.
I think we've done a lot. I think this community recognizes that. I hope they do. I think they're appreciative of the hard work we put into this. You know, we came here with a lot of challenges, and we've overcome a lot, and we still think there's a lot to do. So yeah, we're excited.
We accomplished things that I think no Republicans ever accomplished, so I'm really proud of that. Either way, if I'm elected, I'm excited to get to work and prove to the community that I was worth the vote.
Now, as you said, results are still coming in, but as I added, both candidates are ready for no matter what the voters decide. Be sure to stay with 13 News on air and online to get all of your election results. Live on the Northwest Side, Renee Romo, 13 News.
Well, here's a live look across Tucson on this election night. Coming up, Aaron Christensen will have your 13 First Alert forecast.
And as we head to break, we've got the latest results in the local state Senate races that were contested.
Here are the winning numbers from tonight's Arizona Lottery for Mega Millions. 2, 24, 25, 52, 58. The Mega Ball is 9. For Fantasy 5, 12, 15, 29, 36, 41. Get all this week's winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. And remember, you can't win if you don't play.
We are tracking a bomb threat in Cochise County. According to the Cochise County Sheriff's Office, an elections office building in Bisbee had to be evacuated this evening. The Sheriff's Office says the area was checked and an all clear was issued. The evacuation has been lifted. We're told the investigation is still ongoing and we haven't heard yet if any suspects are in custody. We'll update you on air and online as soon as we get more information.
And a Pima County man has been arrested accused of owning roosters for the purpose of fighting them. Officers responded near Country Club in Old Vale Road yesterday. Deputies, that is. Deputies noticed evidence suggesting the property was being used for illegal rooster fighting and breeding. A search warrant was executed and detectives arrested 41-year-old Jose Valderrama. A total of 271 chickens and 4 dogs were rescued and taken to Pima Animal Care Center. The investigation here is ongoing.
Well, you know, I stepped outside just a short while ago. You can feel those temperatures coming down.
You definitely can. You guys can't see, but I have boots on and I'm excited to wear these boots. 13 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen joins us for a look at what we're seeing out there.
Yeah, and Mary, don't put them away anytime soon because we have another weather maker moving in that's going to drop our temperatures once again. A pretty significant cool down here. We will top out at 72 again tomorrow. That's what we were at today, but then a big drop off by Thursday. Tucson, a high of just 62, 67 Friday, and then we'll rebound back to the low 70s by Saturday. It's coming to us by way of this storm system. It's going to drop down from the north as early as tomorrow, and yeah, a little bit of rain and snow, but mainly for New Mexico into Texas and Colorado. We don't see a tremendous amount of moisture here across Arizona. You are going to notice the wind picking up right around 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Those gusts in Tucson from the northwest at about 20 miles per hour, closer to 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts though for Cochise County. And then Thursday, our chance for rain, not for Tucson, but areas east of Pima County, pretty slim, anywhere from 10 to 30% for places like Douglas, Wilcox, Safford. Really, it's Cochise and Graham counties where the big focus will be for that rain. And above 7,000 feet in the White Mountains, That rain will change over to snow for places like Hannigan Meadow. But once that front moves beyond us, it is going to cool us down big time. 40 degrees Wednesday night, 38 by Thursday night. Not only will that be 13 degrees below average, but that 38, by the way, will be the coldest low temperature Tucson will have recorded at that point in 270 days. So I think it's time to find those frost clouds, guys, as we dip into the 30s, but 62 Thursday, 67 for your Friday.
It's been so long. We need one of those. I forgot what they look like.
Yeah.
Right.
Dig it out.
I'll loan you one or two.
Okay, thanks. Well, our Arizona Decides 2024 election coverage continues.
And as we go to break, we have the latest results to seat new members of the Pima County Board of Supervisors. Welcome back. Democrats hold a razor-thin majority in the Senate. 34 seats are up for grabs in this election, and that includes Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, who decided to not run for a second term. Right now, it's between Democrat Ruben Gallego and Republican Kari Lake. And you see here, Gallego is leading with 52% over Lake's 46%.
Now, here are the latest vote totals between current Sheriff Chris Nanos, the Democrat, and Pima County Jail Commander Heather Lappin. As you can see, he continues to hold that lead at 55% to Lappin's 45%. Another closely watched race in southern Arizona between incumbent Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani and Democrat Kirsten Engel, who he narrowly defeated in 2022. She is leading this race with 53% to his lesser amount.
And lastly, you see Raul Grijalva is the projected winner of this race with 66% over 44%.
KOLD.com for the latest.
Yes, have a great evening.
Seriously.
Cream, dill, what's the cream? Green coffee, dill sauce.